Welcome. Enjoy watching.
Rode without her.
Brad stepped off the Greyhound bus with nothing but a duffel bag and a past he didn't talk about. Los Angeles pulsed with neon lies and distant dreams, and he had come looking for a quiet start. Instead, he found Kira. She spilled his coffee outside a corner cafe on Fairfax, all apologies and laughter, her red dress flickering like a warning. They talked until sunset, until her hand found his without asking. That night, they walked past the Hollywood sign as if it meant something. Brad hadn't believed in fate, but Kira? She rewrote that rule. The next morning, she invited him to a hotel rooftop with city views and 2 glasses of cheap champagne. "To new beginnings," she whispered, her smile trembling like a secret. But when he stepped inside room 917, he didn't find romance. He found 3 men, masks, gloves, and weapons. Kira was gone. So was his bag. And everything in it. Brad froze just long enough to let them feel confident. Then he laughed. "You picked the wrong guy," he said, calmly dropping the decoy duffel he'd filled with shredded newspaper. "The real money?" Taped under the elevator 2 floors down. While the crew argued, Brad walked back out through the lobby in a stolen uniform, badge clipped perfectly. A concierge winked. The city blinked. Outside, a cab pulled up. Brad climbed in, tossed a roll of bills to the driver, and leaned back. "Airport," he said. A small smile tugged his lips. He'd lost a girl, but he'd won the game. Kira didn't chase him. For 2 weeks, Brad vanished into the hum of cities that weren't his. Phoenix, Austin, Baton Rouge. Places where no one asked questions, and he had time to think. But he couldn't shake the sound of her voice, soft like smoke, saying, "To new beginnings." He dug into her digital trail. Burner phones. Cash rentals. A fake Instagram full of oceans and poetry. But the slip came when she tagged an empty bookstore in Venice Beach, one that didn't open until noon. She was careless. Or she wanted to be found. Brad returned to LA with nothing but purpose. He checked into a rundown motel off Sunset, walls thin and secrets thinner. For 5 days, he watched the bookstore. On the 6th, she appeared. No red dress this time, just jeans, oversized hoodie, and a face that looked lighter without the lies. He followed from a distance. She bought groceries, pet a dog, laughed at a child. She looked like someone rebuilding herself. But Brad knew masks better than anyone. That night, he broke into her apartment. Nothing was messy. No stolen goods. Just postcards she never sent and a half-finished painting of a city skyline. Then he found the envelope. His name. In her handwriting. Inside, the 10 grand she'd taken. And a note. "I never meant for you. You were just supposed to be easy. Then you weren't. Don't come looking for me. Please." Brad stood in the silence of her regret and made a new plan. Brad didn't leave the money. He left a single Polaroid instead, a photo from their first night together, laughing on the curb with melted ice cream and moonlight in their eyes. On the back he wrote, "Too late." Then he disappeared again, but this time not to escape, to prepare. Through old contacts and whispered names, he tracked down the crew from room 917. Kira may have walked away, but they hadn't. The leader, a man named Deeks, had bragged online about a news score coming up. Brad followed him to a warehouse in Boyle Heights, where stolen watches were being boxed for export under the name of a fake nonprofit. Brad didn't need revenge in blood. He wanted them broken. He made a call, sent the files, then waited. 2 nights later, the police raided the warehouse. Every man in that crew was dragged out in cuffs. Deeks, his muscle, the driver. All of them. Brad watched from the rooftop across the street, sipping coffee as the empire cracked beneath sirens. Kira's name wasn't on any list. He made sure of that. But his work wasn't done. She'd played him like a mark. Maybe she hadn't meant to. Maybe she had. But Brad had questions that no letter could answer. And answers only felt real when said face to face. That night, he stood outside her apartment again, under a flickering streetlight, heartbeat steady. He didn't knock. Not yet. Kira opened the door before he even touched it. She didn't flinch, didn't speak, just stepped aside and let him in. The apartment was warmer now, lived in. Plants, candles, the smell of paint and cinnamon. But the air between them stayed cold. Brad stood in the center of the room, hands in his pockets. "Why me?" She closed the door slowly. "Because you looked like someone who wanted to disappear. Like someone who wouldn't fight back." He nodded. "You were wrong. I know." He tossed her the note she'd written. She caught it without looking. "Was any of it real?" he asked. Kira didn't answer at first. She just walked to the window, stared down at the street like the answer might be hiding in a passing car. "The first night was a setup," she said. "Everything after that, I don't know anymore. You were kind. You listened. I forgot I was supposed to hurt you." Brad studied her profile, the same face that once made him believe in second chances. Now it just made him tired. "I buried your crew," he said. "Legally." She didn't react, just nodded, eyes glassy. He moved closer. "You should leave LA. I was going to. Tonight." She turned to him. "Is this a threat?" "No. It's mercy." Kira reached out, brushed his arm. He didn't move. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Brad stepped back. "I used to believe sorry could fix things," he said. "Now I believe in clean exits." He walked out. This time, she didn't follow. 2 months later, Brad was gone from the city, not just in distance, but in every traceable way. He sold the burner phone, traded the Mustang for a nondescript gray Civic, and drove east until the coast was a memory. He lived small, taught boxing at a local gym in Charleston, woke up early, slept without locking the door. But peace is fragile, and silence has a way of echoing. One morning, tucked between junk mail and gym flyers, he found a plain envelope with no return address. Inside, a single photo of Kira, sitting on a pier somewhere, barefoot, reading a book. On the back, a message. "Still running. Still sorry. But alive." Brad burned the photo in the sink. That night, he walked to the ocean alone. The tide moved like breathing. He closed his eyes and let her face drift away, one memory at a time. The coffee spill, the rooftop lie, the soft apology too late to matter. She had taken something from him. But she'd left something, too. The truth that people don't always come clean, and sometimes closure doesn't knock. So Brad stopped waiting for it. In the dark, with waves whispering at his feet, he finally exhaled the version of her he carried too long. Then he turned, walked home, and never looked back. Not even once. In another city, under another name, Kira was painting again. She rented a cramped studio above a bakery in New Orleans, the kind of place where music leaked through floorboards and no one cared who you used to be. Her hands were steady now. Her smile didn't shake. But some nights, she still locked the door twice. One evening, while cleaning out old supplies, she found the Polaroid Brad had left behind. Their faces, frozen in laughter. A time before the lie, before the choice. She traced his handwriting on the back, too late, and for a moment, she almost believed it. But Kira had lived too many lives to believe in endings. People came back. Memories unraveled. Guilt circled like vultures, quiet but patient. So she did what she knew how to do. She repainted the scene. A man on a curb. A woman beside him. Ice cream dripping. Light in their eyes. But this time, she painted the moment after, when the man stands alone. She gave him depth, tension, grace. And then she painted herself out. Kira hung it on the wall and stared at it for a long time. Not in regret, in understanding. Whatever they'd shared, a connection, a glimpse of something real, it was over. And it had changed them both. But some debts can't be repaid. They can only be acknowledged. So she whispered thank you to no one in particular, turned off the light, and left the past right where it belonged. A year passed. Brad's name had faded from every system, every record. No warrants. No debts. Just a man with calloused hands and a quiet life. He ran the gym now. Taught kids how to keep their guard up, in the ring and outside it. He never spoke about Los Angeles. Not once. Until one morning, he received a letter. No return address. Same handwriting. Inside, a gallery flyer. One painting circled in red. Untitled, Man on Curb, Aftermath. Artist, Kira L. It was showing for one night only. New Orleans. March 10th. No note. No plea. Just the painting. Brad stared at it for a long time. He could see the message in what she didn't say. No trap. No guilt. No apology. Just an open door. That night, he packed a bag but left it on the bed. He drove to the coast instead. Watched the sunrise alone. Thought about who he'd been and who he was now. He didn't go to New Orleans. But he sent a message. He mailed her back the same flyer, circled a different painting. An old one. Their first night. The one with laughter and light and melted ice cream. On the back he wrote, "That version of us was real." No address. No name. Just closure. Sometimes, revenge looks like walking away. And sometimes, mercy is not coming back. Brad had learned both. He went home, opened the gym, and stepped into the ring. Ready, clean, free.
Rode without her.